Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for May 1st, Sunday, 2016. I'm trying to adjust the camera here. I know we got a little bit of an early lock here today, guys. It doesn't look like I'm getting the whole... There we go. Let's do it like this. Sorry, guys. Especially these early morning ones really kind of get me, but it's always going to happen on a Sunday, so just be aware. They'll be till a little late on Sundays, but I'll get them out to you as long as we have a slate to work with. By the way, as far as yesterday's stuff goes, yesterday I know they put out a line because we had the first game of the Oklahoma City and the Spurs. Well, I'll still call it a series, but seeing how they were just dismantled, Oklahoma was destroyed by the Spurs. It wasn't even funny. It was just... It was a showmanship on how to destroy a team on defense. Anyways, I don't like those one-game slates, and because to me it's a one-game slate. They're adding on with another game, or another game's 3 days, 2 days today, basically. And when you make that slate, I'm just going to analyze this slate for you guys when the optimizers work, and and then those other stuff. And if there's only one game going, usually what happens is, and I'm going to show it a fact for you here. I played live just to give you guys an example. That's my score for yesterday right there. I have 86 points. I only ran 2 players. That's it. But let's look at the top at the free play. Who's winning the free play? What they do is they stack every player they can on the team. Literally, on that game. Because it's the only game playing that day. They want to watch their points score up. And I get it. But you're basically stacking 2 different teams from one game. And if you stacked OKC, you didn't do that well. Your San Antonio stack did great. Look at Leonard. Look at Aldridge. Look at Green. Even Parker pays off at that price. But, your Oklahoma City side didn't pay for shit. You paid 10-5 for Westbrook and you got destroyed. You paid something for a similar price for Durant and got destroyed. He was the money pit again. All I'm going to say, guys, is when you see these slates, start thinking, what kind of lineup would I put together for tomorrow instead? And then, is there a must-use guy from tonight's game? And I kind of did have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion the Spurs would win. And I figured the 2 guys you're going to want then are Leonard and Aldridge. Leonard was probably going to be put on Westbrook because when you look at the statistics over per 100 possessions, if Kwame is defending Westbrook over 100 possessions, and you can find this information on 538.com. They do statistical analysis for ESPN on NBA, but it's great. Good stuff. I get my information from all kinds of sources, guys. The reason why Leonard is guarding him and not Durant is because Durant only drops from 42 points scored every 100 possessions to 33 points scored, whereas Westbrook, who is the third or first player in the league, no offense to KD, he drops all the way to 25 points scored per 100, and it shows when you look at he only scored how many? 14 points. It shows. 31 points. It absolutely shows what Kwame Leonard can do with that defense against him. They destroyed them, and I don't see OKC having an answer anytime soon. Pop has had a week to think about this and knows how to readjust yet again. Go to my lineup, guys, and you'll see it's going to be very similar to what I had for today's people. All I took was Leonard and Aldridge. Seems pretty smart in hindsight, right, guys? All right, let's move on to today. We got optimal lineups. This was your first optimal. We're just going to go through the optimals real fast. Roto Grinders. It's not working on the mobile, but I found a way to get it. I just don't have the projected number to go with it, but I do have an optimal, so, it's something. I've got Lillard and Dragic at the point guard. I've got Wade and Lynn for shot guard. I've got Paul George and Harrison Barnes at the small forward. Draymond Green and Miles Turner at power forward. And Bogut for the center. I don't like that center choice today, guys. I think Plumlee is really your only choice, unless you're going to go Whiteside and go for him to have a little bit of a better game. I don't think you can spend cheap on center today. I just don't. It's my personal opinion, but, this is why it's called Fantasy Forecast, guys. Okay, Damian Lillard and Kyle Lowry in the point guard positions. This is Roto Wire, and I do have projections for them. Lillard is projected at 43 points. Lowry is projected at 37 points. We have Wade and DeRozan at the shot guard position. Wade's projecting at 34. DeRozan's projecting at 33. We got Paul George and Joe Johnson at the small forward. PG is projecting at 39, and Joe Johnson is projecting at 24. We got Marvin Williams and Frank Kaminsky. Mo Williams is projecting at 25, and Kaminsky's projecting at 27. They were the highest value on the board by far, guys. It's like 7 times value. And Al Jefferson is projecting at 29, which is just a 5 times value. The whole lineup projects at 291, and that's the RotoWire optimal for today. And this is RotoQL. I'm trying to, for results later, keep them like the names of the contests similar so I can try to identify them later in case we get big winners out of them. I'll show results from last time, but we did win, by the way, on my optimal from the last lineup that I did. And I know the video was a few days ago, but we're in the playoffs now. It takes a little while to get a slate, guys. Sorry. We got Lillard and Dragic in the point guard positions. We got Powell and Hill in the shot guard. We got Harkless and PG at the small forward. We got Draymond Green and Luol Deng at the power forward, and we got Whiteside for center. Projections on these guys. Lillard's projecting at 40. Dragic's projecting at 32. Hill is projecting at 31. That's wrong. I don't understand how that's going to happen. Norman Powell is projecting at 29. I also don't see how that's going to happen. This is like a very this would be a tournament lineup to me, guys, for RotoQL. This just doesn't make sense. Maybe blowouts on both sides. Those guys see time. PG's projecting at 32, which is horrible for spending 9,500. Harkless is projecting at 26. Draymond Green's projecting at 35. I don't like it as much, but I think that's the highest scoring game on the board, and I think they win without Curry anyways. So, sorry guys, I'm inclined to really take a lot of guys from your Portland Golden State game today, especially when you compare the over-unders and just that's the game that's going to be like 110 or 115 to 100 or 105, something like that. The other two aren't going to really get there. And then you got Whiteside for the center. He was projecting. So they had Green at 35, Deng at 25, and Whiteside projecting at 37. Total score on their lineup is 287, and that's RotoQL. Daily Fantasy Cafe is projecting this one at 300. No shock, we have Lillard again. Lillard's everywhere today, guys. Higher scoring game, and then Lowry. That's common to see this combo. It's in a lot of optimals. Lillard's projecting at 42. Lowry's projecting at 42 as well. We got McCollum and DeRozan. Here's where they spend down a little, because you got the Klay Thompson picks. There's a couple at 7,800 you can match up, or you can go the second tier of elites with DeRozan and McCollum. Really, it's a crapshoot, guys. McCollum's projecting at 33, and DeRozan's projecting at 36. Same price. Go figure. You got PG and CJ Miles. PG's projecting at 45. I like that projection a lot better. Miles is projecting at 16. It's low. That's a true. They're projecting the punt right. Okay, so they have it. They got Mo Williams and Easy Ed. Ed's projecting at 21. Well, he could get it, and Mo Williams is projecting at 25. I mean, these are reasonable projections for their minutes too. I mean, this makes more sense. And we got Whiteside projecting at 41 points. Total on this projection is 300. And when I look at the numbers in the back end and everything, okay, not bad. I think this one would be cash wire, like a cash winner if you ran that from Daily Fantasy Cafe. All right, here's Daily Fantasy Nerd. And they're all 20-player leagues, the two daily fantasies, so I can combine those for later. We got Lillard and Lowry in the point guard. They're projecting Lillard at 39 points, Lowry at 38 points. We got McCollum and DeRozan. McCollum's projecting at 35 points. DeRozan's projecting at 35 points. We got Iggy and Joe Johnson at the small forward. Iggy's projecting at 23. Joe Johnson's projecting at 24. We got Draymond Green and Mo Williams. Green is projecting at 42. Mo Williams is projecting at 26. And Mason Plumlee for the center, and he's projecting at 30 points. Flat even. Okay. Now let's get on to the fantasy pros. The one that I don't think the optimizer works exactly right, but that's my opinion, guys. Today they have Lowry and Lillard in the point guard. Lillard's projecting at 39. Lowry's projecting at 38. They got Ellis and DeRozan at the shot guard. Ellis is projecting at 27. DeRozan's projecting at 35. I like these all projections so far. They have Batum projected at 31. I don't know if he even sees the minutes. I don't know if he's really ready to go back in. They might be really pressured to get him in because it's Game 7. You know, they have to win, but I still don't know. It's a gamble, straight up. You got Carroll for the other small forward. He's projecting at 22. They got Ed Davis and Draymond Green. The easy Ed for them is projecting at 19. Draymond Green projecting at 39. And we got Whiteside at the center, and he's projecting at 286. Or he's projecting at 35 points, and the whole lineup is 286. My apologies, I jumped ahead a second there. They did spend it the whole way, which is interesting. I'm an advocate in a salary-based lineup of, draft picking, that you spend your whole salary if you can. Now, you can let $100 or $200 go, but other than that. Now, let's go ahead and look at my lineup, my optimal cash for today. Today, guys, I'm recommending a little bit different. We have to go a little bit off of it. Now, you saw Lillard was the universal choice, and Lillard, you really do kind of need him today. It's in the higher scoring game. You want more of the Portland and Golden State game than you do of any other. I would recommend at least 5 players from that game in comparison. I don't know how you want to mix and match, and I started to lock and pick load because I started thinking, okay, Curry's out, you know what I mean? I could, conceivably take Livingston right here instead of Hill. Right? And I wanted to show this specifically because it's going to take the whole lineup forward, and this will be like an alternate change. But now you can do Livingston or you can do George Hill. Livingston is going to get his time without Curry. I mean, he'll end up seeing enough to pay the decent value you need on a $4,500 point guard punt. But if you want to go to Hill, I mean, that's where I said, if you want to take a look at it and just, this is where you pull minutes and you kind of wonder. But you have to also be thinking about the games. I mean, okay, so this is the Indianapolis-Toronto game, right? Toronto's expected to win by about 5.5 points. It's got an over-under of 190. The Charlotte-Miami game, that also has an over-under of 190. The Portland-Golden State game has an over-under of 209. 20 points higher in Vegas standards, even though Golden State's favored by 9.5, and they would be bigger, but without Curry, so it's kind of helpful in that way. So when you're looking at this, you have to be thinking, well, I'm taking the Pacers. Toronto's actually favored, so the Pacers are going to have to be, is he going to get his minutes, is all it comes down to. The guy's getting his minutes. He's getting mid-30s minutes, and occasionally the score is there for it. If he gives you a performance where he gives you 22 points, and it's their last game, great, then he's done it. But if he gives you another one of the ones that he's averaged along this whole Toronto series, look at it, guys, over the course of the games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. How many has he really done for all those 30 minutes? 22 is his high. He averages around the teens. And when he averages around the teens, he's going to give you around 23, 24 points or so, something like that. Or it might be one of the lower ones. It's probably going to be more likely to be some of the last two there. Maybe 22 points. You might get lucky and get 27. You can go up to George Hill. And that you might get a little safety. But Livingston's going to get his minutes without Curry. And I think you don't need to worry so much, guys. Look at that performance instead. This is one of those cases where even when he got his just 9 points 2 games ago against the Rockets, and I know Portland's a different team, but not so much. This is more of a scoring load and other responsibility thing that's been put on him. When he didn't score the 9 points, he had 9 assists against the Rockets. He doesn't normally get that many assists. When he does score, that's pretty much where he gets his scoring from. He doesn't do much else. But he's being asked to take over point scoring from Curry. And that is the point. That's why they play fast. Get the ball in his hands real fast, let him take a shot, makes it great. If he doesn't make it, move on and get to the next one real fast. Right? Okay. You guys have your choice there. Take either Livingston or Hill at the point guard. One of the two. That way you can differentiate your lineup a little bit. At the shot guard, Klay Thompson and Dwayne Wade. Thompson, you're in the game you want, and someone, again, taking over the scoring. D. Wade is the guy that will handle it for Miami. He proved it in the last game, and it's Game 7, and it's at home. Wade, you want him in your lineup today. You just do. If he throws a stinker, okay, but I don't think so. I think Miami's the better team, and I think Charlotte's going home today. Mostly because of Batum's injury. They really need the complete team to get all... the playoffs are difficult. It's a wearing process on all players, and you need your whole team. That's really the only way to get through. I think Miami wins today. And Miami is actually favored by 6 points, so that's not anything shocking that I would say that. All right? Aminu, take the Portland Golden State game, and Joe Johnson take the winning team on the other side there. Joe Johnson is, when you guys look at it, he's performed so much better since the trade with Miami than he did with. They're utilizing him much better. As the Heat know what they're doing. They saw this guy and they saw his availability at the trade deadline, and that was a brilliant move in my opinion. Draymond Green and Mo Williams. Draymond Green, you want the Golden State scoring. It's just, that's the trifecta there if you take Livingston with it. And I don't mind that. I think it's a good one. Along with Portland, you get Lillard and Plumlee at the bottom for your center. I think he's your best choice at center far and away because I don't want to pay up for Whiteside to get the exact same performance that I'm going to get for Plumlee. And then Turner. Turner is a little bit of the, it's the Raptors, it's Game 7, but I think that, somebody's got to get it done for them. And it's Miles Turner, and it's not George Hill, but Miles Turner makes or breaks whether they have a chance in a game or not. And you'll see that he plays well today. The rookie has shown that he can handle the performance of the playoffs, and they've pushed to Game 7, and he's had a couple good ones in here already, guys. Look at that, 32 and 28 in the last ones. Fantasy-wise, at 6,000, that's that's over 5 times value. During playoff times, that's great. All right? So this is my ideal cash lineup for you guys. You could even run a tournament if you want, and you'll see I had those 2 choices there. Because this one is the exact same lineup, it just I left George Hill in it, like I told you guys. You could leave George Hill in and double stack in Turner with him. But it's not really... Anyways... I think I would go Livingston tonight, guys. It's it's a much higher total, and I think that more of a 25-point performance is in line there from Hill. Whereas for 4,500, you could probably get 30 points plus tonight. I don't know if Portland is really ready. And Golden State's been rested a little. So that's just my opinion, guys. Actually, and I'll change those over right now as well. I'll just prove it to you that that's what I want to run. But George Hill is an option, guys. And if you want to spend the extra $200 because you're one of those salary people, spend it there. Don't spend it anywhere else, because at least the spend up is going to get you your guaranteed. Hill will get points. He will get 20 fantasy points no matter what, and you'll be happy about that, So you've got guaranteed points there. Livingston still, to me, though, seems like guaranteed points. And that's really your only question, guys, your other point guard. Everything else, guys, I'm pretty sure is locked on in here. All right, that's Fantasy Forecast for Sunday, May 1st. You guys now understand, too, why I didn't do a video yesterday. You'll see that the videos become slightly more sporadic. I can't do anything about that if it's just like a one-game thing, a slate day. But if I see a particularly compelling lineup or a particularly compelling reason that you guys should be jumping in a contest, like how I explained with those live entries before, really, a lot of people love to stack those games on the lives. I forgot to show you guys that. Let's go to all entries. Let's see how much Westbrook, 46% owned, guys, and you paid $10,900 for him. What about Durant? Another 24% owned. Those are stinkers, guys, at those prices. We all know it. 3 times value. We all freaking know it. Now, Danny Green, money. 3,600, 31 points, almost 9 times value, 4%. That's one hell of a good pick. Winners will be someone that have they took Green and they took Aldridge only, who was 28% owned. Because Kwame Leonard, he was 9,200. He was a 4 times value. If you took him like I did, you'll probably be okay and still be a winner, but I don't think it's going to be the top. I'm never trying to hit the top. I'm just trying to win. And I think you guys should know that by now. All right. I'll refocus in on today's optimal lineup. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed Fantasy Forecast for today. It's going to take a little bit to upload, but it's the morning. It's early, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Go on out there. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and please, Go win some big, big money. Love you all. Subscribe for notice on new contents. And like the video, please. Thanks, bye.